You're looking forward to tomorrow. September 14 is RUOK Day. Have you heard of this over previous years? It's our National Day of Action, which is dedicated to reminding everyone that we've all got what it takes to ask a friend or a family member, are you okay? And support those who might be struggling with life. Now, the day is about inspiring people to start these conversations every day of the year. In fact, whether it be at school or at your workplace or at home or just in your local community. But if you do ask that question to some of your friends, are you okay? What do you do if the answer is actually, no, I'm not? Are any of us actually really equipped to help someone who's struggling? And what's the best thing to do if this happens? So we thought we might tap into the expertise of Heidi DeSanto, a counsellor and psychotherapist from the Emotional Fitness Gym in Melbourne. She's with us now. G'day there, Heidi.
Hey, Ed. How are you?
First up, I love the fact that there's an emotional fitness gym in Melbourne. That's for those who want an emotional workout, I'm sure.
Well, it's actually worldwide. I have people in the gym from all over the world, and they're just people who want to be proactive with their mental and emotional health. So that, so many people are starting to struggle with anxiety and depression and overwhelm and addiction. And really my aim is to raise awareness that you can, rather than letting yourself get so low, you can actually take proactive steps.
I think we saw stats. Yeah, we saw some stats the other day that there's something like 3 million people affected with anxiety in Australia. It's
crazy. And do you know what, Ed? The scary thing is that because everyone wears their mask, and this is the great thing about Are You OK Day, because everyone wears their mask, they all pretend that they've got it together. Mm-hmm. I do it. I'm sure everyone can relate to it. And the truth is that if you're suffering, there's a tendency to think that you're the only one that has problems. But everyone has problems, and that's really a great message to get out there, is that if you're a bit fragile, that's okay, that's normal. It's just like having a cold physically. You can emotionally struggle in life. I like saying it's an emotional cold.
Yeah, good one. And we sort of wear a face like the Instagram of life, trying to show the perfect picture of all the fun stuff we're doing, when deep down or behind closed doors, it might be a different story. So what if we ask the question to a friend or family member and the response is, do you know what, I just feel a bit off my game, I don't feel great. So I guess the answer is no.
And that's where you can sit there and think, oh, my goodness, how do I cope with this? And I suppose one of the things that can happen is you can become burdened when someone does say no, because you might feel that you have to fix that person's problems. But the worst thing that you can do is to try and rescue someone or fix them from their pain. If they're feeling yuck, bad, it's firstly important to realise that that's a part of them. That's not all of them. A part of them is feeling a bit low, sad and down. And if you can just be that ear and say, wow, you've got a lot on your plate at the moment, and just give them love rather than try and fix them, that's the best thing that you can do as a friend and as a support.
Well, that's good. So look, as males, we're always trying to find some sort of solution immediately, aren't we? Whereas women are far more nurturing as a wild, sweeping generalisation. So you're saying not really offering advice, it's just say, hey, this is the first step. I'm glad you shared that with me. Now what do we do?
Well, I think it's important to know. I mean, I'll give you an example. My daughter came to me and she goes, Mum, she's a teenager. She goes, I'm just feeling really overwhelmed. And I went into that mum hat, that rescuing. Oh, my goodness, I've got to fix her. Have you had enough sleep? Have you had enough good food to eat? And I just saw this blankness come over her face. And I just said, I'm sorry. And I thought, I've got to take some of my own medicine. I just put my arms around her and I said, it's okay. We all feel like that. And then the tears just started streaming down her face. And when you're actually able to meet that sadness and let someone sit in that sadness, they then find their own inner strength.
Right.
It's incredibly healing, but unfortunately we're taught to fix. We're taught to avoid. We're taught to move away from our pain. But really what emotional fitness is about is saying, okay, your inner world is where you reside. It's the foundation for your life. So let's meet it. Let's realise that what we're trying to avoid is the sheep or the wolf, sheep dressed in wolf's clothing. It's not as scary as what you think, but you've got to be brave enough to go there. And then I suppose to answer your question, Ed, is if someone, if you're able to just sit there and where do they go next if they're not able to move through that stuff? There's, help them, just say, look, I'm not a counsellor, but there are some wonderful counsellors out there. There's Lifeline. There's all these supports that, people don't reach out for these things because they see it as a weakness. They see it as they're a failure, and you're not. If you look at it as though you're having, like your body has a physical cold, you're having an emotional cold, go and get the help, go and get the support, rest, look after yourself. You will get stronger.
And there's been such a stigma, certainly around guys who are meant to be big and stuff and impervious to any sort of depression or, admitting any signs of weakness. This is a great opportunity for a mate to ask the question tomorrow, say how you're going. And like you say, maybe the best thing is just to put your arm around them for 30 seconds and say, well, what do we do next?
Yeah, you're doing it tough. Just know I'm here for you. I'm not going to try and fix you. I know that this is just a part of you. I think that's important to get across. It's not all of you. It's just a part of you that's feeling this way, and I'm here to honour that part, not try and fix that part. And I'm here. I'm not going to let you go. I love you. And that's, I know my husband has started to say to his mates, I love you. And it's a beautiful thing because so many males, as you say, Ed, they do. The males are the ones that are prone to suicide, and it's because they feel so alone and so isolated. Whereas women, I think, this is just a generalisation, women are more prone to that overwhelm, that depression, that anxiety, whereas, it's all about inner pain and meeting that and feeling that, honouring that, accepting it and becoming stronger.
Well, you're right on the money. Great advice, Heidi, and appreciate that, and lovely to tap into your expertise today. Thanks for that.
Appreciate you having me on the show, Ed.
And are you okay? May I just ask?
I think I am feeling pretty good at this point in time, but I know that there's times when I'm not okay and I don't make that wrong.
I'm here for you, Heidi. Good on you.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, hon. Lovely to chat to you. Really appreciate it.